Okay, so thank you everyone. Today is the second class of this course, Educational Psychology, and we have already started this slide, and we have been through definition and scope in the previous class, and importance in education, just those two things. So today we'll be starting from behaviorism. Well, maybe we have done behaviorism also. Yes, we have done behaviorism also. So we will be starting through constructivism today. Okay, beforehand, I have to do one thing, that have a quick recap on behaviorism, as maybe one or two of you may not have attended the previous class. So let's have a quick recap, and everyone please pen and paper on the table, everyone. Okay, so the behaviorism, it's a theory, and even Pavlov and B.F. Skinner, they have said, they have introduced the theory towards us, which is called behaviorism. Okay, so behaviorism focuses on, emphasizes observable and measurable aspects of learning. So behaviorism basically emphasizes observable, that means which can be observed, and measurable aspects of learning, which can also be measured in a sense. Okay, so there are two conditioning, which is very important for your midterm examination. There are two conditioning for behaviorism. By Pavlov, classical conditioning; by Skinner, operant conditioning. Classical conditioning basically learning through association demonstrated. Okay, so learning through association, that means I have given the example to you. Suppose you are you are class teacher of a nursery class, and you are teaching your students A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, that means the alphabets. So you will be making a song, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, this kind of a song. So instead of teaching the alphabets, you are basically teaching a song, which is relatively easier to understand and relatively easier to memorize. So they will not have to take the burden of learning alphabets, 26 alphabets. They just have to learn or memorize one song. So association, that means you are associating the alphabets with a song. So that's the basic classical conditioning by Pavlov, and it's an example. You can always come up with your own examples for your midterms and your finals, and definitely that would be appreciated by me. Definitely, you will be coming with your own examples. I would really appreciate that. Understood, Minaj?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so then operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner. Basically, operant conditioning is learning through reinforcement and punishment. Well, we know that reinforcement and punishment, that means if you do well, I'll be giving you the prize or something. Rewards, yes, thank you. I was searching for the word. So if you do well, then I'll be giving you some rewards, and if you do not do some, if you do not do well, then maybe you will be punished. That means, okay, for example, if a boy or a girl, a kid is absent for a day. For example, a nursery boy is absent for a day in the school. He or she doesn't want to go to school. Okay, so then afterwards, after 1 day of absence, he came to the school, and then the teacher punished him by saying what? Okay, if you do not come to school regularly, I'll be punishing you. What is your punishment? You will be standing throughout the class. You will not be able to sit in the classroom. So standing, it's a threat. It's basically a punishment. So yes, negative reinforcement, which we call negative reinforcement. And on the other hand, positive reinforcement is, if a boy regularly comes to the class, then the teacher will be saying, yes, the boy, for example, Minaj is coming to the class regularly, so I'll be giving Minaj 2 extra marks for his city. See, it's a reinforcement. Or maybe 1 chocolate. Yes, sir.
Give examples from those.
From those?
From those, because sir, a student,
yes, sir,
comes late in the class.
As you came late today.
Sir,
as you came late today, yes.
Sir, you give some assignment to me.
Okay, maybe
This is
some punishment. Maybe you have an assignment to make them. Maybe you have an assignment to buy them each 1 cup of tea today. Maybe this could be an assignment.
It's a punishment, but it's positive, sir.
Exactly. So maybe maybe you have to buy a cup of tea, Tasvia, today. It could be your assignment. Exactly. Thank you for suggesting. Thank you for suggestion. Okay, so this is how operant conditioning work. So this is kind of a synopsis I'm giving to you. This is kind of a, I mean, to some extent, it is a recap of our yesterday's class. I mean, sorry, not yesterday's, our previous class. Okay, so yes, application in education, definitely. Classical conditioning and operant conditioning both have its own application in education. Yes, both are relevant. And in the midterm examination, maybe I'll be asking you what is the difference between classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Maybe I can ask you, make a compare and contrast answer between classical conditioning and operant conditioning, and you have to come up with your own examples, maybe. So that would be good for your marks. Okay, thank you. So that's the previous class recap. So let's start today's class. Okay, constructivism. Everyone. Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky. So basically, Vygotsky's constructivism theory we have learned as we were in your stage or your phase. Okay, so Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky, they gave us the theory of constructivism. Okay, it basically focuses on, highlights that learners actively construct their understanding through experience. Constructivism highlights that learners actively construct. Construct means basically construction. Construction, we all know that. Construction site. Building something. So it's not, on the other hand, see, behaviorism, all we could know that behaviorism deals with our behavior and it shapes our behavior, how we see, how we learn, how we deal with these things. But on the other hand, constructivism basically kind of it's sort of a different from behaviorism, because it doesn't directly deal with our behavior. It doesn't directly deal with our cognition maybe or behavior, but constructivism deals with our cognitive construction. That means how we construct these things, how we see, how we make a creative idea, creative construction maybe. For example, let's see, highlights that learners actively construct their understanding through experiences. See, maybe Minaj could say, or anyone can say, sir, experiences. Here also, these are our experiences also. As suppose I was absent in the previous class, so I am here, so you'll be punishing me and I got some punishment. So it is now becoming my experience, but not. Behaviorism deals with experience making, but constructivism deals with your existing experience. Your existing experience will be constructing your new ideas and ideologies. These are the basic difference between behaviorism and constructivism. Okay, let's talk about more. Let's talk about constructivism more. So there are two men, Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky. Let's see what Piaget says. Hey, how this pronounced? Piaget. Piaget. Yes, it's Piaget. Frenchman. Hey, not Piaget. It's a Frenchman. Jean Piaget. Okay. Yes. So Piaget's concepts. Let's see. Stages of cognitive development: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational. Hey, Piaget's concept is very important. Hey, it has. Okay. So it's been recording. Okay, so Piaget's concept, stages of cognitive development. There are 4 stages of cognitive development: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. Wait, just wait. No. There was a hierarchy. Wait. Okay, no, not in this sense. Okay, so please write that down. Piaget's concept, everyone. These are very important for your midterm. Piaget's concept. Yes, sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, formal operational stage. Basically, these are the age group. I believe you know that already. These are the age group. Maybe 0 to 2 sensory motor, 2 to 3 or 2 to 5 pre-operational. And please remember one thing, sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational, these things should be put in your scripts accordingly, and accordingly means serially, definitely. You have to maintain the serial. Consequently. Okay, and then indicating that learning occurs as children pass through different stages. Well, yes, definitely. Throughout our lifetime we learn, but formally we start learning from the very early stage of our life. The very early stage of our life. That means childhood. As we could know that we entered the schools and college schools, maybe the kindergarten schools or primary schools, we entered there when we were infants. We were at the age of 5, 4, 6, highest 7. I believe there's nobody in this classroom who entered his or her school after the age of 7. Definitely. Because it's illegal in Bangladesh. Okay. So that's Piaget's concept. Piaget thinks there are 4 stages where the learners learn by or learn through. The first one is sensory motor, where senses work, then pre-operational, then concrete operational, then formal operational. We'll be discussing these things also. Definitely, we'll be elaborating these things afterwards. But let's find out what Vygotsky's concept is. Let's see. The zone of proximal development. It is the Vygotsky's concept, the zone of proximal development, which emphasizes learning through social interaction and scaffolding. Hey, do you know what does that mean, scaffolding?
Yes.
What? Yes. See, constructivism. Constructivism is all about scaffolding. That's why I've said Vygotsky is very important for constructivism. Do you know scaffolding is, have you ever seen a building which is being built, that means which is now under construction, and some scaffolding are there. Some scaffolding means some external help. Some external help.
Specifically, we can say it's a bamboo.
No. Hey, nowadays in Dhaka city, there's no use of bamboo. There's no use of bamboo. They use steel and iron. Yes, they use steel and iron frame. Hey, iron frame and steel frame in order to build a building. So they use that. This is called scaffolding. Scaffolding means basically external help. Scaffolding means external help. So Vygotsky thinks that people basically learn from zone of proximal development. What is the zone of proximal development? Zone of proximal development is a zone where we help. We got help. Okay? We got help from our teachers, our guides, our mentors, from anywhere. And they scaffold us. That means they help us. And how we learn that? How we get that thing? We get that thing by interacting with them. So if we interact with our teachers, if we interact with our mentors, our elderlies, we can learn from them. For example, a boy, maybe a 2 years old boy or 3 years old boy. Hey, maybe a 3 years old boy, is saying, I want to go to playground. He can't pronounce L or La sound. I want to go to playground. So then his mother is helping him or giving him guidance, scaffolding that. No, it's not playground, it's playground. It's playground. Say it, playground. And then the boy, the kid, is basically trying to say that playground, then playground, and then afterwards playground. So this is how, by doing the social interaction, or definitely the interaction, By doing interaction, we got scaffolding, that means help, and then we develop our language, we develop our understanding, we develop our cognition. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So Vygotsky's concept is basically ZPD, zone of proximal development, which deals with interaction, social interaction. Social interaction, definitely. A mother and a child interaction is also a social interaction. Okay, and then scaffolding, that means help outside. Getting help from outside. Getting help from outside. Okay. So collaborative activities. Okay, how this will be applied in education? How this will be applied to education? Okay, this part is basically important for your understanding. This is not important for this one actually. This is not important for your direct answers, but this is important. If you can understand these things, you can come up with your own answers and your own examples. So that's why it's very important. So here, collaborative activities and hands-on project. Collaborative activities means suppose we group work, definitely, but okay, that's group work basically exists after an age, okay, after you have matured enough in your colleges, in your universities. But group work doesn't exist with the infants, the kids, but now that exists, but in a different way. Let me give you an example. The example is okay, I have a kid, example, so I just walk with him or her to the playground, okay, and then I said, okay, go and play. Okay, and then what will he or she do? He or she, first they will observe, okay, what is going on there. Then he or she maybe try to find a friend who will take him as a partner of playing, because we can never play alone. We can never play alone. So yes, no, we can never play. Maybe you can, but we cannot. We need partners. Oh, maybe Zia doesn't need partner. Zia is sufficient. Zia is very handsome man, so he doesn't need partner.
There are many games that we can play alone.
We can play alone?
We go as him as he is.
Okay, so maybe you are referring to some computer games. No, computer games also need a console and one programming framework. We are basically talking about this physical world game. That means this real world game. Exactly. So the boy or the girl will be searching for a partner. Maybe a boy and a girl. So afterwards, the boy and a girl, or a girl, if they can search for a partner and then they found a partner, then they start playing. Then it will be a group work. Basically, the father standing behind and watching his girl or his boy is doing something. That means this father is allowing the boy or the girl to do something, which is called collaborative work. And that is the main foundation of group work, which we later in our university life, in our college life, we do that on purpose. But first of all, and the first hand, when we were children, we have done it not on purpose. We have done it elaboratively. That means it happened. It just happened. So this is why it's called collaborative activities by constructivism. Definitely, hey, do you know one thing? Playground for kids is the most important part of their upbringing and their development, their cognitive development. Do you know, in the playground, they get to know what the leadership is. See, really. For example, those of you who were the captain of your cricket team at the school level or at the early stage, you see, you guys are more creative leaders than the others. Yes. So playground is the main field of learning creativity and leadership. Those who lead the school team, they can lead the company also. Those who already led their school teams, they can afterwards lead a company, lead a business, lead a job. Okay, so definitely playground is not very unserious thing. It's a very serious thing, and definitely we have to find partners to play. Okay, so social learning theory. It's Bandura, Albert Bandura. He is maybe also a Frenchman. Yes, yeah. Maybe he's a Frenchman also. Okay, social learning theory. Okay, behaviorism and cognitivism is very important for your midterm, and social learning theory is not that important for your midterms, but still we have to learn that. Okay, so please. No, okay, I'll be giving you some suggestion afterwards, beforehand of your midterm examinations, but definitely we have to read everything now. Okay, so Albert Bandura, focus, suggests that learning takes place through observation, imitation and modeling. Hey, social learning theory, okay, if you are clever enough, you already understood one thing. Behaviorism, constructivism, social learning theory has its own capacity of learning and make others learn. I mean, doesn't it ring a bell that behaviorism basically is dealing with very basic, very early childhood learning, very early childhood learners. Then constructivism is dealing with later childhood learner. That means when a boy is just born or a girl just born, then the behaviorism study is basically applying on him or her. Very basic infants, nursery or playgroup boys and girls. And then constructivism is basically constructing your cognitive load. Don't you think that it is basically happening with the primary school learners? Definitely it is happening with primary school learners. But the social learning theory, definitely, that means it is going upwards. That means social learning theory happening with the young adult learners maybe, or maybe the afterwards. So all of these theories are important for each stages of life. For each stages of life, they have their applications. Okay, so social learning theory. Albert Bandura is a key figure, suggests that learning takes place through observation, imitation and modeling. See, observation, you are here, you are observing your teacher. In this course, it is me. So you are observing what I am saying, how I am saying that. And whenever I tell you, please write that down, you are writing these things down. So this is observation. Okay, imitation. See, your teacher is saying, okay, you have to tell these things. Maybe you are telling, tell. Okay, say tell. No, it's not tell. It's not tell, it's tell. It's tell. Okay, for example, I'm saying, okay, Tasfia, please pronounce it, the name.
Jean Piaget.
No, see, she's saying Jean Piaget. It's not that. It's Jean Piaget. Okay. Say it again. Jean Piaget. Jean. It's not Jean. It's Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget. See, she has learned it just now by imitating her teacher. So learning, hey, exactly, Jean Piaget. So learning happens with observation. She observed, then I asked her, then she imitates. Imitates means repetition. We all know that. So she imitates and she learned. And definitely another thing, imitation, observation, imitation gone, and modeling. Modeling basically means no, that's not that. Modeling basically means your teacher or your educator basically show some demos and models. Show some models. Here, see, this is this model, this is this model. For example, I'm giving you some model of early childhood learning. I just have given you the answer of, yes, playground is very important. Playground is the birthplace of leadership. I have said that. So this is a modeling. This is a modeling. That means giving examples. Showing examples. It's not basically giving examples. Modeling means showing examples. Hey, do you know, even the fashion show models, they basically they are called models basically for they are giving some examples. Yes, you can dress up like that. You can walk like that. We all know the modeling catwalk. We all know that. Yes, we all know that Lakme Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, we all know that. So basically, they are called model because they are showing us, yes, you can dress in that particular way. You can walk in that particular way. Huh? You can have your hair. Hania Amir is a model of Sunsilk. So she said, yes, you can have your hair in that particular way. You can use this Sunsilk product to, I know. Okay, we all know. Well, it's a modeling, definitely. It's a modeling. It's a stage of modeling, definitely. So why we call models? As Sohail said, modeling means, modeling, the girls are doing modeling, these things. Yes, they are called models because they show, they demonstrate. Modeling means demonstration. They demonstrate how to look good, how to work, how to dress, and how to not being late. Exactly. Okay, so these things. Okay, core concept, the importance of observational learning and the role of models in influencing behavior. Hey, see the roles of model in influencing behavior. Hey, let me say you one thing. If you just observe if you just focus on these things, you can learn many things on how our society works, how our social media algorithm also works. See, they're saying in importance of observational learning. Done. Okay, we all know that observation is important. Definitely, you are here, and Sohail, some time ago, Sohail was giving his attention to that class, and I was giving him a look. Hey, Sohail, no, not do that. So he was observing me, so that he can observe me, so that he can learn. Okay, this is gone. Importance of observational learning. We all know that. And the role of models in influencing behaviors. See, here it comes. The role of models in influencing behavior. It is the very basic concept of consumerism. It is the very basic concept of marketing policy. See, the role of models in influencing behavior. Yes, I do not use Sunsilk. I do not use Sunsilk because Sunsilk is really, I should not tell this in front of the camera. Okay, maybe there are better brands than Sunsilk shampoo. But I come up with a model who is Hania Amir, okay, and then I tell Hania Amir, okay, so please make a brand promotion for me, okay, make a brand promotion for me, go to Bangladesh, go to Dhaka, and then make a brand promotion for me so that my sale increase. So her role is see, she is a model. Her role is to influencing our behavior. Which behavior? Buying Sunsilk. Exactly, it is also behavior. This is how basically social media, hey, this is how actually social media influencer work. And if you are clever enough, you already observed on that Sunsilk promotional event, they only invited influencers. Yes, thank you. They only invited influencers. Hey, do you think that there's no other man as capable as Rafsanda Choto Bhai? Huh? Do you really think that there's no other good-looking man in Bangladesh other than Rafsanda Choto Bhai? Yes, there are many, but he is an influencer. So basically, influencing, modeling, and influencer's role, algorithm, these actually works in a simultaneous way, in a simultaneous line, okay? In a parallel line, I must say. So this is not only the language learning, this is learning about your customer, this is learning about their behavior, their buying behavior. It's not only the language we speak, it's the language of our mind, it's the language of our behavior. Yes, every language has its own capacity. There's a language of our behavior, there's a language of our consumption, the consumer behavior, the consumer language. See, this is why influencer, models, these words are borrowed. These words are borrowed from language. And definitely, by understanding language, you will understand many aspects, many things in your life that you never could have thought about it. Okay, so the core concept is this, but definitely here they are not talking about Hania Amir and Rafsanda Choto Bhai, they are basically talking about language learning. Okay, so self-efficacy, a belief in one's ability to succeed. Bandura introduced it as a critical component that impacts motivation and learning. Okay, self-efficacy basically means here, it's very easy. They are basically saying if a person believes that I can do that, he eventually does that. If a person can believe, yes, I can do that. If you believe that, yes, I can drive a car, you eventually will be ended up as driving a car. Definitely. So basically it's the motivation and self-efficacy, believing in your own self, these things. Okay, application is education, use the role models, peer learning, and the demonstration. Yes, hey, these are very easy things, these are very self-declarative things. Then use of role models. Role models means, yes, the classroom, the teacher shows the role models. And the peer learning is the group learning. We all know that, the group learning. And there's a system that in a group there should be many levels of student. A good student should be paired up with a bad student. That means there's no good or bad student. I really do not believe that. An advanced learner should be paired up with a non-advanced learner. We should be saying that. It's not like, okay, good student or bad student. Sorry. So use of role models, peer learning, and demonstration. Demonstration means your teacher will be demonstrating these things. Okay. As I have demonstrated for proving their social learning theory in language, I have demonstrated Hani Amir and Asram Dasudobhai just in front of you. Okay, so cognitive development, Piaget's stage of cognitive development, information processing theory. Piaget's stage of cognitive development is very important, as we have said it here. Oh, sorry, not here. Yes, here. Okay, so let's see that. Piaget's stage of cognitive development. Please write that down. This is very important for you. Okay, wait. Not now. Okay, information processing theory. Okay. Let's just do information processing theory a bit, because this is not very important for your midterms or finals, but still we have to learn that, and then afterwards, off camera, we'll be writing these things. Okay, information processing theory. Analogy. Okay, hey, it's basically very common. Information processing theory. That means we process the information to some extent. How? By analogy. Compares human cognition to computer processing. Okay, well, this example is by book example. This is not very good. I'm giving you my own example that will really help you to understand these things very easily. Yes. Okay. So we should stop that. Yes, recording. Thank you.